Alright, welcome back to another Honor of King video guide. I'm actually finishing off what we didn't finish last time. I had to remove a bunch of footage from my video because the annotation tool was not working. Today I decided to just use Paint. Alright, the good old Paint. Very low tech, I know, but it gets the job done. Alright, instead of using the annotation tool, screen annotation tool, I'm just using Paint here. Okay, so this I have an Honor of King map here, standard map. Cannot really find a better version of the map besides this one, so I'm going to use this one. All right, so I'm going to talk about support rotation in the early game. All right, so if you are playing like a Dolia, a Diadia, a range support, a strong range support like Yu Huan, Liang, and or a Lady Zhen support, right? Those support are actually pretty strong early game. So for normal support, right, their rotation is usually head over to the mid lane, and then they want to head over to the farm lane. All right. So normally, what people do is usually they go to this side of the bush over here. That's because it's slightly easier for you to reach this side of the bush, the this side of the bush over here compared to this bush over here, compared to this bush over here. Most people head over to the left hand side. All right. So what I usually do with a strong early game support, like especially like Yu Huan, is just to head over to this bush over here. All right. After that, uh, I will try to rush the minion wave and contest for the crab. All right. If you do successfully get the crab, right, you'll almost hit level 2 at that point. After that, you'll want to head down over to the marksman lane and help him contest the bird over here. The bird over here is super important. It gives your team 150 gold, right? So if you actually lose the objective, right, your team has a goal differential of 300. All right, so that's gonna be very bad for you if you lose this constantly keep losing this objective over here because your team will be very behind in goal. All right, every time this is lost to the enemy, you lose about 300 gold. So that's really bad. All right, this is the ideal scenario, but there are definitely some situations where you might have to change a little bit. So if the enemy has a Zhang Fei with a punish, then you should not do this anymore. If the enemy, there are multiple scenarios. The first scenario that the enemy has Zhang Fei with punish, then there's no point coming here because you are not going to be able to get the crab successfully. All right. Um, and if the enemy has four heroes, Mai Shirunoi, that's the first hero. Second one is Yu Huan, if the enemy has a Yu Huan. Third hero is if the enemy has a Dolia. Fourth hero is the enemy has a Dialia. These four heroes, right, are the strongest hero in the early game at level 1. So if the enemy has two of these heroes, right, forget about going over to the mid lane. You want to immediately head over to the farm lane. So if your team have one of the four heroes and the enemy have two of those heroes, right, it's still okay. It sort of balances out. Just make sure, right, the enemy team does not have two more heroes of the four um, over your team. All right. If the enemy has two of those four heroes and your team has none of those four heroes, then you should not do this. And also, if the enemy has a Zhang Fei punish, you should not do this rotation over here. This is wrong. All right. Just Control Z here. You want to do this instead. You want to hit directly to the farm lane, rush this minion wave over here, and get this bird and rush this bird over here. Why? Is because the enemy will get lane priority. Their early game heroes are really strong. So after they clear their mid lane and get priority, what are gonna do? They are probably gonna invade our jungle here, or choose to come over down here and contest the bird. Okay, they are more often than not going to try to contest the bird over here. I think it's alright to lose all these jungle camps over here, but if we do lose the bird, right, that's going to be very bad for us. So it's a lot harder to defend the bird here from these two guys over here, but it's easier to rush this objective before they actually get to here. So what you should do is get to level 2 as soon as possible, and then get this bird and then retreat backwards and try to defend your side of the jungle here. Alright, because after their mid laner and the support have lane priority, right? they are obviously going to rotate, and more often than not, they're not going to rotate over to the clash lane. They are often going to come down to here. And if they have vision of you already clearing the jungle monster and retreating back here, right? Let's say you rush this objective successfully, right? And you guys are retreating, right? Because there's no reason for you to stay out here anymore. You already got what you came for. So you guys, you and the farm lane trying to retreat back here. The enemy will see that you have disappeared from the map, and any farm lane already have vision of you retreating. So they know that there's no point in ganking you anymore. They wouldn't actually do this. Instead, what they will do is they will come over here and try to invade your red buff or invade the pigs over here. So what you want to do is rush back over to here as soon as possible. Your marksman can choose to stay in the lane, that's fine. But your job is to come over here and try to defend your neutral objective. You want to camp in this bush over here. Um, let's use a different color. You want to camp in this little bush over here and then see if the enemy use all their skills on the pigs over here. If they do use their skills on this pig, right, you can try to initiate onto them. Your jungle will have finished clearing this camp, just finished clearing this camp at this point, and he's trying to hit over here. So if you do initiate onto them, right, if your jungle is a high mobility unit, there's a chance that um, he might be able to get them. So that's my rotation when I encounter heroes who are enemies who are very strong in the early game. All right, let's talk about the different scenarios. So let's start with a regular rotation, all right, which is coming over here and rushing this minion wave over here. There are four things that players can do at this point. All right, the first thing is, and pretty much the thing that's the most wrong, is they head over to the clash lane. Now, there's almost no situation where um, the support hits to a clash lane in the early game. Um, the only situation when this happens is if the enemy has a um, Princess Frost or Quay support and are camping or Quay support and are camping over in this bush over here, and then your clash laner accidentally walk too forward over here and get jumped by both of them. All right, and you will need to swipe your mini map and look at his health bar. If his health bar is like really low and beyond saving at this point, right, there's no point in going up here anymore. But if his health bar is still quite high, it's more like half health, and then he's trying to retreat, right? That's the only situation where you head over the clash lane and help your clash laner retreat from these two guys who are initiating onto him. Yeah. Otherwise, right, there's no situation where you should go over to the clash lane. Okay, let's control Z over here. The next thing that people choose to do is they choose to come over here and help the jungle kill the jungle camps. Okay, usually we are assuming that the jungle starts at the blue buff. So most people start in the blue buff. Let's say that the jungle starts on the opposite side of the farm lane. All right, so let's say if the farm lane is over here, let's say the jungle starts at the red buff instead. For this kind of scenarios, right, I generally don't recommend this. This is fine. It's not as egregious as going over to the clash lane. This is fine, but the reason why I say don't go over to the clash lane, I need to add one more thing, is because you need to travel a long distance in order to get to here, right? By the time you rotate back over to here, right, you guys will have already lost two birds. Yes, you may have gotten one kill on the enemy clash laner, but it takes so long for you to rotate back to a farm lane that um the enemy support and their farm lane will have already gotten two birds up on you. That will put their team 600 gold ahead of you. So that's very bad for your team. So I'd rather you not get the first kill, but get a bunch of birds over here. It's a lot more better for your team. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about this over here. This is the second option. Uh, you only Liang can do this. I highly don't recommend anybody to do this except for Liang support. That's because Liang support has the fastest jungle clear of all the support heroes in the early game. Alright, he as soon as he puts down two of his S2 down, he can instantly just delete a jungle monster. So if you're playing as a Liang, you can choose to do this. Um, help your jungler clear the jungle camps, especially if they're playing as Luna or someone with very low jungle clear at the start in the early game. You can help them clear it. Otherwise, you're playing something like Yuan, something like Lady Zhen, I highly don't recommend you to do this. That's because you are sort of wasting your time here. you are going to do very little damage to jungle monsters because Lady Legion and you are known for their CC and their utility. They're not really known for their damage. So you're wasting too much time here when you should be down here contesting the bird with your farm lane. By doing this, right, you are essentially giving up on this bird, which means that you will be behind in by about 280 gold, about 300 gold. So you helping him clear it will only boost your team goal by around like 50, 60, and um, help him rotate over here a little bit faster. But it doesn't matter if it rotates here faster if there's no like conflict going to happen here, right? If this bird is taken up by the enemy, right, they are just going to go back into a relatively safe position and farm their own jungle monsters here. They are not going to press forward. So even if your jungler gets over to here quickly, right, he might not actually have an opportunity to gang onto them because they will be at the back here because there's no neutral objective for them to contest. All right, so I don't really recommend doing this except for anybody except for Liang. Okay, let's talk about the third option. So the third option, right, is um, okay. Let's talk about the normal route that people will take immediately after contesting for the river crab, right? I already say that you should come down over to here. You should come down over to here. Let's use a different color. You should come down over to here. Now there are two routes in order to get to here, right? That's the third and fourth scenario. So normally I will do this. But what the benefit of doing this, right, is that you head over to this side of the map as soon as possible, right? This is pretty much the shortest path to this side of the map. And doing this, right, you will lose as little minion as possible. Sometimes you might even get 3 of the minions. It's quite unlikely unless your mid laner is an extremely fast lane clearer like Zhou Yu, or Gan and Mo. But if your laner, your mid laner is someone who clears lane very slow like a Nuyua, it's very unlikely that you actually get all 3 minion waves here. Alright. But if your mid laner is quick, clears the lane quickly, right? There is a chance that you actually absorb all 3 minion wave, and that will be really good for your team. And your team will be arming gold. Alright. And you can also hit level 2 immediately, and then you guys can contest for the crab over here. Yeah, so that's the ideal situation. Alright, which obviously doesn't always happen. So there's another route that you can take to reach this point over here, which is this route over here. Now, what's the disadvantage of this route over here? It's obviously gonna be longer than a direct route here, directly crossing the river. There's a bit more distance here, obviously. So by doing this, right, you are gonna lose 1 or 2 minions. Alright, so you are 1 or 2 minion less worth of gold and EXP. You have 1 less minion worth of gold and EXP. And then you might not be able to contest for the crab in time. So that's the downside of using this route over here. So why do people actually choose this? It's because there's a chance that the enemy is invading your red buff. Alright. If the enemy is playing a very strong early game jungler, right, like a Han Xin, like a like a uh, Lan King, or like a who else, like a Tiger, then you can choose this route over here. That's because if you use this route over here, right, if you use this route directly, there's a good chance that the enemy might just camp over here in this bush over here, wait for you to cross the river here, and then invade your jungle immediately. Or he might already be invading your jungle here, and then because you choose this route, right, you are not able to really see who is invading your jungle here. So if the enemy is playing a very strong early game jungle, right, I highly recommend this route over here instead of the usual route. Yes, you'll be losing some gold, and then you might not be able to contest for the bird as successfully. But um, there's if you do manage to see the enemy jungle here, right, then it's going to be very beneficial for your team. You might even get first blood here. So I would say this route over here is a perfect balance between risk and reward, because this route is have a very good reward but also pretty risky. This route over here is a bit more conservative in my opinion. So if the enemy jungle is very strong, I highly recommend this route over here. Now there is a different scenario. All right, let's say um uh, there is a different route that you can take besides this route over here. Um, it honestly depends on how likely you think the enemy is going to invade your jungle. If the enemy is playing like a tiger, right, tiger is probably um the jungler that can invade your jungle in the early game the best. All right, Pei has the highest early game invading potential. So if the enemy is playing Pei, right, I might not use this route over here, this normal rotation over here. I might, instead of going over to left hand side of the map, I might go over to the right hand side of the map, this area over here. From the base, I will go into this area over here. And instead of um, being having to cross the entire river, right? Instead of having to cross over this area, I can just get over to this area a little bit more quicker. All right. So the disadvantage of doing this, right, is that if the enemy comes out fast, right, it takes you a longer time to go into this bush over here compared to the enemy going into this bush over here. And there's a slightly longer distance, all right? So if the enemy has a more movement speed, Arcana, right, they will actually get to this bush first, and they'll be able to poke you, all right? So that's the downside of doing this. So that's why normally I like to start over here so that I get to poke the enemy instead of the enemy poking me first. But if the enemy is playing a strong jungler, doing this will allow you to have vision of this area faster, so they can just see anybody entering into this bush over here. You can defend your jungle more effectively at the risk of getting poked by the enemy. So that's another possible rotation. Now, um, let's talk about something more interesting. What if your jungler actually starts on the side of your farm lane? So in this scenario over here, right, we assume that the jungle starts at the blue buff over here, and your um, marksman is on the opposite side over here, right? Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes your marksman might be up here, all right, and your jungle still decides to start at the blue buff, or your jungler starts at the red buff over here, and your marksman is here, right? What if your jungler starts on the same side as your marksman? Because this rotation over here is fairly straightforward. I go over here, um, because this opposite side of our jungle is on the same side as our farm lane. I have a straight path over to here. All right, I won't really have to sort of go back and forth in order to have vision of this potential area getting invaded. Um, how do I put this? I think I'm phrasing it wrongly. The opposite side of the where your jungle starts at is the area where you can get invaded. So passing through this area, right, you wouldn't really lose. You don't have to take a detour, or you don't really have to go back and forth, right? It's sort of on the way. Let's put it that way. But let's say if your marksman is on the opposite side of the map, right? Let's say your farm lane is here instead of here. Then what are you going to do in this scenario? All right, are you going to head over here, wait over here until your jungler gets to over here, and then run all the way up here to contest for the bird? By the time the bird will have already been gone. So for this scenario, right, where your jungler is starting on the same side as your farm lane, I highly recommend doing this rotation over here instead of coming over to here, right? I suggest you come over to this bush over here on the right hand side bush. All right. Um, and then try to contest for the crab. You will get poked by the enemy, so your contest for the crab will be a little bit harder. But you need to. I think it's better to defend the jungle here. So the benefit again of this is that you get to your side of the jungle over here a little bit faster. All right. So you guys can contest for the crab. If you lose the crab, it's fine. Just stay here for a little bit. All right. Until your jungle comes over here, right? You can hover around this area. But once your jungle is here already, right? Immediately start heading up here. All right. Don't really waste your time. The most that you maybe you can do is go over into this bush over here. Make sure that nobody is really at the red buff. All right. But as soon as you see your jungle um, over here, right, finishing the camp and sort of reaching this area over here, immediately head up and contest for the bird. You don't really have a lot of time left before the enemy gets the bird, so you really need to be quick. You cannot lose too much time defending your own jungle. There is a chance that the enemy will be waiting for you guys to leave before they actually invade that jungle. Um, the reason I say you should wait for the jungle to be here before you actually go over here and help your farm lane is because by the time your jungle is here, right, the enemy jungle will not be able to invade in time, get the jungle monster in time because of the jungle debuff that he gets in the early game. So if your jungle is still not able to get the red buff from the enemy jungle at this point over here, right, then it's honestly his fault, and you can't be blamed for that. The most important thing for you to do is to contest for this bird with your farm lane. All right, you can only do so much early game. You cannot really do multiple things at the same time. You need to give up some things for some things. And in this case, right, you already sacrifice a lot of your time to secure a jungle for your teammate. That's all that you need to do. Okay, don't blame yourself if your jungle actually get invaded because of this decision. All right, your responsibility as a farm lane, the more important thing for you to do is to contest for this bird over here. Again, this bird, I will not change my stance on this until this bird actually gets nerfed a little bit more. Right now, it provides a bit too much gold to the entire team. So I think that this bird is very most important objective in the early game. So your job is to get this bird together with your marksman. Alright. If you are up on 4 birds, you are pretty much like super ahead of the enemy. Um, unless even if you're down by like 4 or 5 kills, all right, if you get 3 birds, right, you guys will pretty much be even in goal. It's very important to just get the bird over here. All right, I think that's everything I want to talk about for the early game rotation. Okay, so let's go on to the actual video. All right, so just give me a while here. All right, so we are continue on from our um, video from earlier. Right, let's go back by 10 seconds. All right, so I'm showing you guys my peak mode records. These are all my peak mode records. Last time I actually ended up. So if you go back by 10 seconds, I want to show you the band pick phase. I didn't really touch on the band pick phase too much last time. So this is again I played Liang, and I believe I already uploaded this on YouTube. All right, so let's go on to the next game. All right. So I will just quickly talk about the ban pick phase a little bit more. The common heroes to ban is Dia Dia, Gan and Mo, Lam, uh, Lung. So that's 4 heroes now. You can choose to ban Ali also, so that's 5 heroes. And the last hero, honestly, the last hero is optional. Commonly is Dolia, Jing, um, My Shiranui, but honestly, I think My Shiranui is pretty trash, so I wouldn't ban My Shiranui. So Dolia and Jing are the two possible last 6 ban option, but the 5 bans, right, are more or less fixed already. So again, just to reiterate, there are Gan and Mo, Nua, Lam, Lung, Ali. All right, these 5 heroes are very dangerous, so you should ban these 5 heroes, in my opinion. Um, kind of feel like I'm missing some. Oh yeah, maybe Yu Huan as well for the 6 hero ban. Okay, but Yu Huan jungle honestly is getting a lot more less popular nowadays because of the nerf to a jungle item. So I don't think she's as strong as before. Alright, so here somebody is trying to swap with me. That's fine. Okay, let's just talk about the team composition real quick. I don't want to waste too much time here because it's fairly long. Um, okay, let's talk about the team lineup here. So um, immediately, what can you see from this? Uh, it's a weird question to ask, but um, do you think this lineup is more AD heavy or AP heavy? All right, I'll give you 3 seconds to think about it. 1, 2, 3. All right, thumbs up. This lineup over here is about 3.5 AP. Why? It's because these 3 units are AP damage dealing units. They only deal AP damage. So I consider them 3 AP damage dealing unit. Each of these guys are at 0.25. Why? Because Kaiser, right? Kaiser jungle usually go tank and he buys the burn item most of his damage, right, will be from the burn effect, and the burn effect is magic damage. He will also his when he ults, right, he will also get the burn effect on top of the burn item. So the AoE burn that his ultimate gives him, right, is also a magic damage dealing effect. So he deals quite a bit of magic damage in this kit. Honestly, he might be between 0.25 to 0.5. Alright, Marco Polo builds the electric sword. The electric sword also does magic AP damage. So in total, right, they both account for about 0.5 worth of AP. Alright, so they both count as half a mage together. So the enemy actually deals 3.5 enemy unit worth of AP damage, which is why your build, right, you shouldn't really use the Augur's Word. You should use Succubus Cloak in one of your builds. If I'm playing as these guys over here, right, everybody besides Darcy should use Succubus Cloak. Right, even Dharma should go for Succubus. Even Lung should go for Succubus Cloak in this game. Right, it will make the game a lot easier for them. Because they get poked a lot lesser thanks to a Succubus Cloak. Alright, so I'll go for a AP defense build over here instead of my regular August 1 build. So that's how you actually assess what build to use. You need to look at the enemy's composition over here and decide if they are AP heavy or AD heavy. Alright, and another thing is that they have the two strongest early game heroes. Alright, Yu Huan and the other are two of the strongest, two out of the four heroes that I already mentioned that you should avoid. Because they are um, the strongest hero early game. Kazi is also honestly pretty strong at level 1, but it's nowhere near as strong as them. So what you should do is you should head over to the farm lane directly instead of going over to the mid lane. So let's see what I do here. Sometimes I choose to go over to the mid lane as well, but generally I will advise you going over to the farm lane. So, okay, I head over to the mid lane first. That's fine. Right. I would say about 70% of the time when I face this composition over here, I'll head over to farm lane, but 30 of the percent of the time I still go to the mid lane. I think in this case, right, I think Dahati is actually pretty okay in the early game as well, which is why I'm doing this. But later you will see why what I mean by that. What I mean by what I said just now. Yeah, so here I'm trying to see where the enemy is coming from. I managed to hit Yuan before he actually did his S1 did her S1 on me. Honestly, what Dazi is doing here is wrong. He should use his S1 on both the heroes and the minion wave when they line up together. But this is okay as well. It's not too big of an issue. Right, so you can see. Okay, can you see why I said that these two are strongest early game heroes now? So that's why, right, I think what I did here is actually wrong. I should have just went over to Lung's lane and get the bird over here. Darcy will never be able to defeat these two heroes over here. These two heroes might even be stronger than Mai Shiranui in the early game. Might be two of the strongest hero. Even Dolia and Mai Shiranui are not as strong as these two heroes. Yeah, so you can see that Darcy overextended and got destroyed by them, which is which just confirms what I said earlier, right? These two are the strongest early game hero. You will never be able to contest for the turtle when you are going against them. So here, right, I'm pinging my marksman to watch out for these two guys over here. By the way, this is a blind reaction. I don't actually remember what happened. I remember bits and pieces of what happened in the game, but I don't actually know what happened next. Because this game, I played it a few days ago, so I don't exactly remember what happened, obviously. Right, so Long, honestly, if you were him, right? Wait, I did not ping him. I think that's my bad, but honestly, you should pay attention more to the minimap. The enemy has clearly disappeared from the minimap. So what he's done here, right, is honestly his fault. But I could have made the situation a bit better by keep pinging him. So here, right, is very, very bad for us because we already are two guys down, and we're also going to lose this bird as well. So that's going to be very bad for us. So here I'm trying to first stall the minion wave so that the minion, freeze the minion wave so that the minion will not crash into our tower and our farm lane will not lose the goal. Secondly, I want to zone them away from the bird. Our Simi is actually coming over here, so let's see if he does get them. Yeah, he didn't manage to get them, that's fine. Right, Kaiser is here. Kaiser will not be able to do anything to Simi in the early game. Simi is one of the strongest early game melee heroes, so Kaiser will. I don't know what he's doing here. The Kaiser is going to definitely get punished for this. By the way, our Lung, right, is not good at the hero at all. He's not proficient at the hero at all. He should have done a lot more in this early games scuffles, but I don't see him dealing any significant damage to the enemy team. Oh my god, that was very risky. Okay, he died. Yeah, that's absolutely terrible move by the Loom. Okay, I believe yeah he got a bunch of kills here. So thankfully, right, the enemy initiated on us. That's honestly a very dumb decision by the enemy. Ming, the problem with Ming, right, is he's very easily kiteable. Okay, against him, right, you want to pick somebody like Marco Polo, like a Yuan support, people that can kite him really well. So the last thing you should do, right, is engaging onto him as a melee unit, because he loves it when people are charging towards him. It's extremely tanky when he have a unit to stack on, and he has an enemy within melee range to out onto. Okay, if you just keep at a distance from him, right, it's not going to be able to catch up to you or really do any lasting damage to you. This chain, right, when he's connected to you, is very easily broken. Right, if you are playing a hero that can kite him, he will never get his chain onto you. So the fact that Kaiser initiated onto the Suming, right, is honestly a super dumb decision. And our Daji is wasting time here. She should just head over to the mid lane. And our Lung is also playing. I guess it's okay because the Suming is just going to take this wave over here. Honestly, I think a uh better outcome will be the Suming heading over to the mid lane and the Lung coming back to our lane over here. Why? It's because if the Suming follow the Daji over to this lane, right, he has the jungle item. He will not share the gold with the Daji. And if the Lung come over to my lane, right, I will also not share any gold and EXP from the Lung. Alright. We sort of will maximize our team goal here. But if both of us are here, right, then obviously I won't share Suming's EXP because I have the support item. And Suming will get all of the EXP. But the Daji and the Lung will share the gold and EXP from this wave over here. So overall, right, our team goal and EXP will be lower than the first scenario. So honestly, I don't recommend this happening here over here. But again, this is solo queue, so there's like very little communication between players. So it's fine. It's not too big of an issue. Okay, the Loom is a bit too forward. Is he gonna die? Oh my god, that's so dumb. That I'm just gonna go back here. Did he already have information on the Kaiser's location? If it did, right, and it still does that, honestly, that's so dumb. Okay, it's over here. He already have vision of the Yuan and the Loom. I don't know why he pressed so much forward. It's so dumb. He's so bad. How did he die? He did not have his ultimate. Okay, that's. He has his S3. His S3 allows him to disengage so easily. It's so gonna be so difficult for him to die. I don't understand why he keep dying. Okay, what I'm doing here is correct because there's no reason for me to be over here. I'm not gonna be able to clear the lane because I need to wait for my farm lane. So I'm honestly trying to soak EXP, go and EXP from the mid lane over here. The enemy jungle at this time, I did not really pay attention to him. He's most likely over here. Just already cleared his blue buff and is coming off his blue buff. So he's over here on this side of the map. The Dharma needs to watch out. The Dharma is playing pretty safely right now, so that's good. Okay, I don't know what our Lung is. Our Lung is just AFK. Oh my god. I think the Lung, right, might actually be AFK. I don't think like normal player will play like that. Let's continue. Okay, so Lung is just AFK at this point. Oh my god. Honestly, there's not much for me to comment here. The Dazi, how did he get poked by the Marco Polo? Her S2 outranges the Marco Polo. If she just keeps spamming her S2, she'll have just hit a Marco Polo. So here I'm using my minion wave to actually poke the Marco Polo. Honestly, there's nothing I can do right now. Our marksman is at AI. Our Dazi is pretty much useless at this point. Because we have no vision of the river. So we are just passively defending here. I'm not sure if our Loom is actually a bot. Okay, this Siming, right, just charge into 4 people over here is absolutely dumb. I'm not going to use my sprint just to save him. Honestly, so many mistakes, man. Even for like a high-ish elo, everybody just makes so many mistakes. Alright, here I'm trying to harass them, but honestly, there's nothing I do to prevent them from getting the bird. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, I actually managed to get the Marco Polo. What the heck? Okay, you can see, right, Lady Zhen has absolutely absurd damage in the early game. I don't even know how I get the Marco Polo. It's just I deal so much poke damage thanks to the bouncing balls. Right, so right now I think it's still okay. We are down in terms of gold. I'm pretty sure we are down. I haven't really looked at the gold panel, but I would assume that we are down by maybe 1,500 gold, not by much. Maybe even 1,000 gold. I'll take a look at the gold panel. Uh, damn it. By the way, I keep doing that, right? Opening the gold panel just to look at the gold differential and to look at the enemy's build. Looking at the enemy build is very important. I need to know how much um, AP defense and AP damage they have to decide what I want to build in my next few items. So honestly, we are even in gold. That's quite a shock because I am actually way higher in gold compared to any support. I think, is it? Uh, Honestly, this Kaiser I think I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to use his punish on the dragon, but it's very risky for him to be able to do this. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get away. Alright, he's able to get away. Dang it. Maybe I should have used my ultimate first instead of my S1 and S2. Right, here I'm not following all of them. Why? It's because I'm trying to gain secure vision of this area over here. There might be people that are coming from underneath here, along the river, or through their red buff jungle over here in order to get to them. So I'm acting as a ward over here. I'm going to be able to poke anybody that's coming to get them. It's a 3v2 over here, so I'm not really worried about them losing the team fight. The better thing for me to do is to see anybody that's trying to get up here. Right, so they decide to come over from this side over here. Honestly, my team's a little bit too deep. Um, the point of them like going after them, right? My team going after the enemy is just to push his tower. There's no reason why they should go in this deep. I think we'll be losing a team fight at this point. Yeah, I might even die. Oh my god, so horrible. Dang it. Oh man, I think I should have followed them. I should have just left. This is really bad at this point. I don't understand how this Loom, right, can be so cocky, right, when he's been trashed the entire game. Honestly, don't be like this, Loom. Okay, so here, I know that Kaiser is going to invade. Okay, thankfully he didn't invade because there's nothing I can do against the Kaiser here. If the enemy Kaiser do want to invade, right, there's nothing that Loom and me can actually prevent him from invading the blue buff. And the Darcy, oh, she didn't manage to get the minion wave. Honestly, if I'm playing as Lung, right, I would have waited for a Darcy. In solo kill games, right, they often try to, when people are down, right, they try to solo kill the wave. That is absolutely terrible. You should share the minion wave together with your teammate, but that obviously is not going to happen in a solo queue game. If you do that, right, you'll maximize your team goal. Right? Honestly, we should hard push on this tower because just the Yuan is going to defend this tower, and there's no way that the Yuan is going to be able to defend properly with me being here. I'll be using my skills to zone the Yuan away. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why they're fighting over here. The correct decision for me is to ignore them and then defend this tower over here. Because if I just blindly follow them, right, there's a good chance that the Marco will push further and then destroy our second tower here. So honestly, they should just disengage here. The fact they are engaging onto them, right, is honestly not my issue. Why did the Dharma still hard engage onto them when we have already lost the team fight? Look at the location of the Dharma. He initiated onto 4 people. Do they think he's stupid or something? Means does he think that they are stupid? Obviously, you have died, right? God, this horrible plays by team. So here, I'm actually trying to prevent the minion from coming into the tower range. So if you use Lady Just Ultimate, right, you can actually push the minion wave back. And then the minion wave will try to go forward, right? They will try to enter into this circle. And then they will get continuously CC'd. So it will slow the minion wave down by a lot. As you can see, I'm constantly slowing the minion wave down here. I have to say it's pretty dangerous for me to be doing this though. Okay, I do manage to defend this tower successfully. I cannot give up on this tower here. This tower is very important. I think I could have poked the Kaiser a bit more if I landed my skills a bit more accurately. But the macro decision is correct. So here, where's our Lung? Our Lung is respawning. How did he die? Wait, hold on. What? Oh my god, he got destroyed by the Marco. Why did he not recall? Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. If you have 10 lifesteal Arcana, then I can see why he didn't recall, but if it's me, I would have recalled because I don't have any lifesteal Arcana. Okay, did we manage to defend the high ground? Okay, he knocked the minion wave back with his S3, so he managed to defend the high ground. That's good. And here, I think we can get them. Lung is in a very good position, and all of them, their skills are on cooldown. Okay, so here, right, I'm not going after the Kaiser. I'm trying to zone the enemy away from them. The enemy does not know I'm actually in this bush over here. So I'm acting like a ward, and I'm also trying to look for opportunities to get the enemy carry. Okay, did I manage to kill the Liu Bang? Okay, I did not manage to kill the Liu Bang. That sucks. Oh wait, I did manage to kill him. That's good. Narco, I think he already used his ult earlier on the Loom, so he'll not be able to get me. I don't think I made any macro errors at this point until this point over here. Wait, hold on. Why did the Siming invade the jungle? Because the enemy is down, but he's alone. Just another macro error by him, I guess. We should be. We are already. He should honestly pay more attention to our location. And he's blaming us, by the way. He's blaming us for not teleporting immediately to where he is. I see so many people doing this, by the way. They think what they are doing is so right, right? But they are constantly making errors after errors, and they keep blaming their teammates after they die. It gets me super angry. Okay, Liu Bang wasted the ultimate here. That's good. We can actually re-engage on the enemy here. Okay, this is good. The other, that's the correct combo, by the way. To use on any unsuspecting enemy that are within melee range. You don't use your 1 and 2 first on the enemy first, then followed by ultimate. You use your ultimate first, and then your 1 and 2. So that you have an AoE continuous damage over here. And then when you CC the enemy, right, they'll continuously be receiving damage. But if you use a 1 and 2, right, the time where they are being CC'd, they are not receiving any damage. So what Siming is saying, right, is build magic defense. He also knows that the enemy has a heavy magic damage lineup. So you can see I'm doing a lot of poke damage to the enemy. Right, I will need to use my roaming item here to check for this bush. All of the enemy are actually in this bush over here, and they are getting the Slayer at this point. Oh, okay, they are not. We need to. The correct decision is for Siming is to head over into this bush over here. We have no vision of this bush. I should use my support item here to see vision of anybody camping in this bush over here. It's going to be pretty dangerous. Okay, I use my support item, but that's good. Okay, my ultimate is pretty bad there. So easy to CC the Kaiser thanks to his low mobility. Right, and Kaiser is so easy to handle with Siming. There's nothing Kaiser can do to a Siming. Siming is more tanky to a Kaiser, does more damage to a Kaiser, has more mobility than a Kaiser. Honestly, a Siming, right, is just a upgraded version of Kaiser in my opinion. Okay, very good CC by me. So both of them managed to get the dragon. That's actually a correct decision. Three of us are pushing this tower. That's also the correct decision. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, we should back away at this point. They are overstaying a little bit. I think I'm going to use my heal here. Always use your heal right after the other's effect wear off, because you will be constantly receiving damage, and then um, your heal will be interrupted. Because here I'm trying to share the jungle EXP with my Lenos. Okay, Dama is in a very good position here. I think he should be able to CC the Mako. Okay, and Mako, right, has a passive where if the enemy is within melee range, right, he's able to get a speed up or something. He's able to have a circle around him. So I think he used that to detect that the Dharma is nearby. Right, here what we should be doing, right, is we should be going over to the top lane and help the dragon push in onto this tower over here. Right now, we are making the wrong decision by camping in this bush. We are wasting a lot of time. We should all be rotating over to here. Let's see if the Yuhua makes a mistake and we can capitalize on that. We need to come up here and follow the dragon. Dang it. Oh, I made a wrong macro call here. I should head up over to here. Yeah, we are just going to lose two of our dragons here for no reason. And there's no point in chasing after this guy because he's just going to teleport back to his teammate. I guess I came down here just to get the goal. Alright, very good use of the support item there. Because I don't have vision of the enemy, so more often than not, they're camping over in the mid lane bush. This guy already secured this side of the map. So it's highly likely that the enemy is here, which is why I popped my roaming item there. Okay, you can see that you can use the balls to bounce from the minion over to the enemy. And See, it's so easy for me to deal with melee unit with when my ultimate is available because I can just use my S2 and S1 to CC the enemy to no end. Especially if they don't have any dashes. Yeah, so we won the team fight because the enemy hard engaged onto us. Um, as you can see, the enemy thinks I'm like a sitting duck over here, but actually, right, when I do have my ultimate, it's so easy for me to get away. Also, I brought my sprint over here, so there's no way that they can actually catch me. So here, because the enemy has used all their skills, right, my teammate can re-engage onto them very easily. So honestly, here, I don't know why I'm recalling. I should be staying in this bush over here and seeing if anybody is coming. Oh yeah, here is where I made the freaking mistake. I chased after the Liu Bang. I tried to slow him down so that my people can get to him, but I end up getting destroyed by the Liu Bang here. Yeah, as you can see, it deals so much damage, dude. Oh my god. That was a stupid decision by me. Absolutely stupid. I can't believe Liu Bang is able to get away like that. I'm still salty about it. How did Liu Bang manage to go so deep into our jungle and then he's still able to get away? This Lung, right? I don't know what he's recalling here for. He should be just trying to engage on the Liu Bang with me. Oh man. Okay, let's fast forward here. Okay, so the enemy has already gotten the dragon, that's fine. Not much for me to commentate now. You just defend. I'm just heading out there to get as much gold as possible, trying to hit the 600 gold cap. Darzi is very behind right now. I don't think that was worth it. I did so little poke damage to the Marco. But the good thing is I can regenerate. He can't. Alright, damn it. Okay, the Kaiser made a very stupid mistake here. I have my ultimate, and Dama also has his ultimate. See what the Kaiser is doing here. I still have my AoE slow, so I can use my AoE slow to sort of zone the enemy away from their carry. So what this Kaiser is doing here is super stupid. Also, that's a very good out by the Dharma because if you out them into this wall over here, right, they can't really get away. My ultimate is over here. So if they try to head out here, right, they'll be running into my ultimate. So there's nothing that they can do at this point but get CC'd, constantly CC'd by me. Yeah, the enemy positioning is horrible at this point. So we won this team fight without much difficulty. Actually, we lost two of our members, so I guess it is with some difficulty. Okay. A bit dangerous here, but it's fine. Okay. Not sure if the Marco continuously chase after me, right? I'm not sure if the Balazi could have bursted him down. If and never mind, I think my ultimate is ready. So if it did come after me, right? After starts his immediate burst, I will just immediately out him, and I think we have died. So it's a good call for him to back away. Right. We should be securing vision around this layer for now. Um, there's another minion wave crashing in, so I should be in this bush over here. Darcy should not be going down here. I guess that's okay as well. He's trying to push the minion wave out. That's fine. But I'm not sure if I should follow her. If I follow her, I will lose control over this mid lane bush over here, and Marco will be camping in this bush. And anybody coming into the river, right, will get destroyed by him. So it's going to be very dangerous if we gain control of this bush. But if the Darcy hit over here by herself, right, there's a chance that the Marco will get her because she does have the burst damage to deal with the Marco right now. The Marco is really fat with a succubus cloak. So there's no way that the Darcy can actually defeat the Marco at this point. So honestly, yeah, it's a good decision to actually follow her. We don't know where the Marco is. The Marco can be over in this bush over here, and he'll be able to get the Darcy. I don't think the Marco sees us. What was that? Was that Darcy's ultimate? Okay, the Marco state of Purified. This is the power Purified. He's not afraid of Darcy's S2 or my crowd control skills. Uh, what was that damage that? What was that damage earlier? There was a second phase of damage. What was this damage? You can see there was a bit of damage there. Is it from my passive? I think it might be from my passive, my frozen passive. I can't believe it deals that much damage. That's absolutely insane. And how did Darcy manage to get the final hit? She already died. I don't know what actually triggered there. There was a delayed like explosion effect. Do you see that? Right. So here, the Diada made a very bad positioning error, and honestly, we killed the Diada a little bit too early. We have gotten the Liu Bang also. But here, I'm waiting for my skills to be um off of CD. Here, I'm trying to see if the Kaiser engaged onto us. Okay, so the Kaiser is very low and it's heading back. So, getting a Slayer is a correct decision here. What I'm doing here is wrong. So I make a pretty big error here. I should secure vision for this bush over here instead of heading over into this bush. The Mako might be camping in these bushes over here, and it will be very dangerous for our jungler. Okay, so I actually head into this bush. That's actually a correct decision here. Good. Okay, so the enemy is countered already in the blue buff. That's correct because they wouldn't be able to contest for the dragon. Okay, the Mako might very well be in this bush over here. Yup, he's in this bush, so it's very risky for me to just cut across here. Okay, Dawa make a positioning error and then got poked by a lot. I also poked the enemy quite a good amount thanks to my bouncing balls. As you can see, you can use your S1 as a medium for the ball to bounce. You can do a good amount of poke damage with that as well, especially when the enemies come together. Alright, this Dada made a positioning error, but she's able to get away. Right, so Liu Bang is doing the correct move here. Because if you are playing Liu Bang, obviously you should be on the opposite side of the map as your team. Should be split pushing like he is doing here. So that's good. Right, a dragon fight is going to break out. I use my slow on the enemy first. That's a correct move. Unfortunately, they managed to get the dragon, but they are all low. Let's see if we manage to win this team fight. Um, let's see who is on the Mako right now. I think the Dawa is killing the Mako right now, and we are dealing with the Kaiser here. Right. We managed to win the team fight without losing anybody. Unfortunately, we're going to lose the high ground here. And there's a good chance that the Mako is going to come down here and start pushing, hard pushing. Okay, if the Mako was here, right, it would have been very dangerous for us because the Daji would not have been able to defend against both the Liu Bang and the Mako. So honestly, a pretty bad decision by the Mako. But if the Mako is not here, right, there's a good chance that I mean sorry, if the Mako is not here, right, there's a good chance that the Daci might stall enough for us to destroy their base as well. So honestly, I can't really fault him too much. Okay, but it's going to be very hard for them to be able to defend. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, managed to get the Yuan down. Wait, let's just go back a bit. I didn't manage to actually see how we got the Yuan. Um, Oh, the Dama used his flicker as one. Okay, that's good. Okay, there's nothing that they could do at this point, so it's GG. I can just use my ultimate. You want to use your ultimate in a straight line to where Marco is going to be, because he's going to be outing in a straight line as well. So your ultimate will just collide into him when he uses ultimate forward. You don't really need to predict where exactly along the x-axis he will be. As long as you are in a straight path with him, right? Just send your ultimate towards him, and then he will try to collide your ultimate. Alright, I think they managed to get a Marco here. Leopold is trying to clear the minion wave, so I just destroyed him. Diadia is trying to okay, she's trying to clear this dragon over here, but we have another minion wave coming from here, I think. Do we? No. How did they manage to get the tower? Oh, they are just hitting the tower like crazy here. Okay. Thankfully, the other didn't have enough damage to destroy the dragon here. These two minions are not ours, they are on the enemies. So if the other managed to defend against this dragon, right, we will have to back away and then fight for another objective again. So managed to win this round, that's very good. How much damage did I actually do? I'm a bit curious. 27%, that's not a lot. I thought I would have a lot higher. But honestly, it's pretty good considering that I'm the support. Well, honestly, a pretty good score. 2-2, only died 2 times. That's really good. Alright, on to the next game. By the way, right, I'm cutting out a lot of the footage. It's just me switching accounts because I'm playing on 3 accounts and I've already got all 3 accounts to top 100. So just to tell you guys a secret, right? It's a lot harder to reach top 10 compared to letting 3 accounts reach top 100 because when you get to the higher ranks, right, it gets exponentially harder. It gets very difficult to reach from top 50, top 100 to top 50 compared to top like 1,000 to the top 500. All right, it doesn't scale like proportionally. When you reach the higher ranks, right, it gets super difficult to reach um, a few ranks ahead. Okay, so let's just skip 30 seconds forward. Right, so I hate this kind of situations where they pick their lane, right, and don't play whatever lane they are playing on. When I'm assigned jungle, right, I'll try to swap with my roamer first. I'll swap one time with my roamer. If my roamer declines, right, then I will just play whatever role I am. I will not be like him like that. Honestly, if you really want to play support, right, you can swap with me, attempt to swap with me once, and that's completely fine. I'll just reject him, and then he should just play whatever mid lane that he's confident in. He should not just try to power his way through like this. Honestly, me not swapping with him is my right. It's not really my fault, right? It's his fault for actually choosing mid lane and not being able to play mid lane. So I don't feel any shame about like picking support here because it is his fault. So I'm not going to pick for him here. I think I'm going to pick Yu Huan. Yu Huan is better generally. Even though Liang is a hot counter to this girl, right? Yu Huan is a better choice overall. So I'll always go with Yu Huan if I don't have a um, clear sight of the enemy's composition. I don't have any information on composition. Yu Huan will always be a safer choice compared to Liang. Right, so let's fast forward. In general, this lineup, how many AP units are there? I will just give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, these two guys are obviously AP damage. Ali, I'll consider her half a AP damage dealing unit because all her skills actually does AP damage. Right, if you read her skills, right, her skills actually scale with AD, but it does AP damage. Right, so I'll consider her 0.5 AP. And Yao, right, sometimes a jungle Yao, instead of going full AD gear, sometimes they go for tank gear as well. So there's a chance that he will actually be AP as well, a bit 0.25 AP as well. So overall, I would say that they are 2.5 AP, half AP, half physical damage AD. Overall, their lineup is okay. Xiaoman, I think, is pretty strong. Ali is one of the strongest archers right now. These two guys are whatever. Yao is also pretty decent. He's pretty tanky. Our lineup is also pretty decent. We have Jing, the king of the jungle right now. We have Yuan, which is also a very strong roamer and a very strong roamer in mid lane in my opinion. Not as strong as a jungle Yuan. A mid lane Yuan is honestly pretty meh as well, but a roaming Yuan is pretty powerful. Liu Bang, honestly, Liu Bang mid lane is whatever. If I pick a tank here, right, we would have lost because we have no mage to poke the enemy. So him doing this, right, is very self-centered, by the way. Unless all he knows how to play, right, is Liu Bang and he doesn't know how to play any mage. Him picking this, right, is very risky. If I pick a tank, right, and he still picks this Liu Bang, right, that's extremely self-centered move. Nurture is also pretty strong. All our ranks are pretty high in this game. Pretty confident about the rank 64 Qing. Usually, if you play a Qing, right, um, you won't be too horrible. All the Qings out there are usually very high in terms of rank because Qing is not really for low elos. A low elo player will not pick Qing. They'll pick like Anako Lulu or Dian Wei or Zilong or something like that. Alright, so we got a turtle over here. The enemy Mozi decides to start at the bottom here. That's honestly a stupid decision. One of the worst decision that a support can make. He's essentially losing the real crab here. He's losing the bird over here, and he's potentially losing the enemy jungle monsters over here as well. His own jungle monsters here. Liu Bang is over here ganking, not ganking, getting information on the enemy jungle and also trying to get the jungle, the bears here. Honestly, that's also fine, but I think a better decision will be coming over here, right? Helping me get the bird, helping me gang Ali here. Because Ali will be very confident in herself. She'll be trying to push forward. And there's a good chance that we'll be able to gank her. Right, okay, so Ali decides to disengage. That's good. But we will get the bird over here. Okay, I think Liu Bang managed to get all of the enemy bird as well. Yeah, so you can see that Mozi, right? Okay, he's going to die now because he used execute. Okay, that's fine. So here, right, there's no point rushing over there and helping him. What we should be doing over here is zoning the enemy away from this minion wave over here. So this Consort Yura is making a big error. She should be coming over here, right, and helping me zone the enemy and poke any enemy that is going to run up here and try to get the minion wave. So you'll see what she's doing over here in a moment. She's trying to get the jungle monster here. That's absolutely dumb. See, I'm here trying to zone the enemy carry away, right? While she's over there getting the jungle monster. I didn't even manage. I'm not sure if I even managed to get the jungle EXP. I need to hit level 4 quickly because early game Ali is pretty trash. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to type something here. I was trying to type something here. So either that or my screen froze. I don't exactly know what happened here, but I was not moving here because my screen froze or something. Yeah. I did not even see the mods CCing me. I didn't even have time to react here. Okay, so pretty good ultimate by my Clash lane. Here we should just contest this bird over here. I don't know what she's backing off for. This consort you right makes a lot of very questionable decisions. I get that maybe she's trying to play conservative. But you can't be making multiple mistakes in a row here. Okay, they are trying to come up here. Okay, we can counter attack. I stun 3 people at the same time. That's very good. How do you lose that team fight? Let's go back 10 seconds. Oh my god, the consort U. He used her S1 on the enemy in their ultimate. In the Ice Princess ultimate. Her top priority is to get out of the freaking ultimate. And not... Oh my god. Maybe she thinks she can't really get out of the ultimate in time. Because she doesn't have any mobility skills. That's fine. Did she just use her ultimate randomly? Let me see. What happened here? Did she use her ultimate as a dash? No, he used her ultimate on them when they are running away. That's not the right way to use her ultimate. She should have used her ultimate as a dash. If the enemy is within melee range, right, she should use her ultimate on them. She should not use her ultimate when she's a distance away from the enemy. Then she's not able to get away from the enemy's ultimate. So she's just going to die here. So dumb. She have used her ultimate much earlier. I don't know why she's saving her ultimate. Her ultimate was not on cooldown, by the way. It was ready. So here, I know that the mods is going to out into this bush because he had vision of me. So Lady Frost, Princess Frost is in this bush over here. I think I made a positioning error here. Um, I can clearly tell that, well, there's a chance that she might not in this bush, but there's a pretty high chance now in hindsight that she is still in this bush. So I made an error here. I actually made a positioning error, yes, as you can see. I completely did not expect her to be in this bush over here. Now looking back at the footage, right, there's a pretty high chance she's still camping in this bush over here. Right, so yeah, I just died. Oh my god. She, she uses flicker. This is why Consort U is so weak. Her early game right is so trash. My honestly, I don't think it's Consort U that's trash. I think it's my marksman that is building Consort U wrong. Why is she not building the double uh it's not a dagger. The red sword thingy. I don't know I don't know what their weapon. I forgot the name of their weapon. Okay, I think I managed to get the Mayan here. Okay, it's a good decision by by the Consort U to give up this tower here. If she went to defend the tower, she would have died. So here, I try to get this bird, obviously. They are here taking the dragon now, and there's not much we can do because they are all stronger than us in the early game. Liu Bang is good, making a good move here by camping in this bush. He's giving us vision of this river bush over here. Alright, Princess Frost is in a very precarious situation here. I still don't have my ultimate, so okay, I managed to stun both of them, that's good. I don't have my ultimate, so it's very risky for me to engage onto them right now. Um, okay, they decide not to push this minion wave out, that's fine. Because Consort U is way too weak early game. It's pretty risky for her and me to be over here. Because if I do get engaged on by the mods, right, the Ali can use her S1 and just keep wailing on us. And there's nothing that the Consort U will be able to do anything to her in the early game. Her early game is absolutely trash compared to Ali here. As you can see. Oh my god, I think I did not even manage to get the mods. Oh my god. Should I have altered there? I don't think I should have altered there. If I altered there, he still would have been able to get away. Okay, the enemy is running away. I think we are able to get him. Yeah. Okay, not much for me to say. There's a good chance that the enemy is here at the Slayer, but there's nothing we can do to prevent them from getting a Slayer here. So honestly, we should just hard push onto this tower here. Let's see if we actually do that. We should not back away here. We should just push onto this tower. Because there's a good chance that the enemy is getting the dragon. Okay, Jing is making the correct decision here. I don't know what this consort U is doing. I guess he's trying to defend the mid tower. That's fine as well. Oh my god, I made an error here. I hear I'm not sure if I should alter here. I think this out is okay. The Ali is trying to push me back into the tower, which is why I hit backwards. And here I made an error. This is up to this point, right? It's okay because the thing is actually coming. But when I use my S2 here, right? What I should have done is I should have use my S2 on the position. I should have went over here and used my S2 on the Ali who's going to go back to our umbrella. I should not have just retreated fully here. So I allowed Ali to go back to our umbrella safely. That's a pretty minor error. Because if I went back there, right, there's a good chance that the Ali can burst me down as well. Yeah, as I said, the Yao was getting a dragon, so we should have hard pushed this tower over here. But honestly, they were trying to get out mid tower, so the concept of you coming over here was okay as well. Okay, let's see if... Oh my god, I used my roaming item a little bit too late. My god, I made a positioning error here. The Yao also overextended. Let's see if we managed to get him. We did manage to get him, that's good. Let's see. I think I would have done things better here. Alright. First, I shouldn't have gotten CC by this Mo-zi. I clearly have vision of this Mo-zi, and I clearly see that he's trying to cast his S2 here. I was just paying too much attention to the Yao. So I should have dodged his S2 here. I should have used my ultimate to dodge his S2, so that was my fault. I don't know why the Yao is still going forward when my teammates are all already visible. He should immediately use his ult to go back to his original position. And because of that, the Jing actually get the Mo-zi, but they all managed to get the Ice Princess and died for it. Here, here is where Liu Bang actually made a very good move here. He actually altered onto me at the perfect time. Yeah, this was perfect. Without his ultimate, I would have definitely died. Did I have a sprint available? I did not have sprint available. I should have used my sprint over here to deal a bit of additional damage to her, I think. That's fine. Okay, here our goal is to get this tower down. The consort you shouldn't be backing away here. She should be coming forward. Yeah, she's making a very bad macro decision here. She's trying to get this dragon over here, but she should be pushing on this tower. If there's somebody, the enemy defends this tower, right, then all these minions will be cleared very easily. And also, we do have a vision of this bush over here. It's very dangerous to do this while we don't have vision of this bush. The enemy support might be over here. Yeah. Okay, thankfully they are all not there. So we are able to get the dragon safely. So here I'm just trying to get more gold and EXP. My Liu Bang is and my Nercha is doing the right thing. They are securing two sides of the river. That's extremely important. Okay, the Mozi made a very bad positioning error here. And because of that, we able to get the Ali? We are able to get the Ali. Nice. Okay, thanks to the mods, right, the Ali died. So a very bad addition by the mods. Princess Frost used the ultimate to clear the wave, so um, we don't have anything to do at this point. The objectives are all spawning, and it's 40 seconds until they spawn, so it's not much you can do at this point. You can only push the minion wave out. Okay, sorry about the pause. Okay, what's happening here? So I'm actually also don't know what to do. What I should be doing is going down here and collecting all the gold coins. So because honestly, there's nothing for me to do it right now. Okay, they are hard engaging onto the enemy. Wow. Oh, the princess used Frost user out to zone that us away. The Nercha is tanking very well here. Wow, it's actually perfect. Oh no, they managed to get him. Wow, I actually managed to deal enough damage to kill the Princess Frost. That's insane. She used her flicker and she died. Leopold is doing the right move here. He's teleporting back to base to defend this tower. Even that enemy hard engages onto us here, he'll still be able to teleport to us. Jing is pushing out here. I think that's a correct move as well. Because it's somebody needs to push the minion wave towards this tower over here. And it's definitely not going to be Consort U alone. So it's a right decision for her to be doing this instead of the Consort U. Alright, let's see where I throw the Slayer down. I should throw the Slayer down in the mid lane, I think. Either the mid lane or the top lane. Definitely not the... Hold on. Sorry, I need to throw the minion bot lane, yes. Because you want to throw the Slayer on the opposite side as your team. Alright, because the Slayer will push will destroy all the enemy minions. So you don't want them to clear the lane where your teammates are pushing out towards. You want the Slayer to slowly move and um, stack on the enemy minions here. Maya made a very bad positioning error. Managed to get away with a flicker. She's extremely mobile. Okay, I managed to use my skills to slow the enemy down. That's good. You can see why Yuan is so strong, right? With a sprint, you do so much AoE slow, right? You can prevent the enemy from getting away. Let's see if we manage to save the Qing here. No, we did not manage to do that. Okay, Nercha is coming. I don't think we should go forward here. Just zoning the enemy away from this tower. You shouldn't have engaged onto them. That's a correct decision by the Nercha. Nercha is honestly playing very well here. I need to give props to him. His build is also pretty good, I would say. I don't know what my team is doing here. We are all just giving the dragon away to them. We are clearing their jungle monsters away in exchange, so I guess that's fine. So here I'm just trying to heal the Consort U with my skills. Right. All of us are moving towards the dragon, that's good. Okay, that was very risky. The Nercha shouldn't have done that. We are not really nearby. We can't really follow up in time. Okay. No, I'm not able to save the consult U in time. That's fine. The ultimate does take a bit of cast time. So that's fine. We are still able to get the objective, I believe. Okay, they are collapsing onto me, so I just need to run away. Everything up to this point is standard. There's nothing wrong with whatever my teammates are doing. I'm trying to get vision of this mid lane bush over here. The enemies are all camping over here. The Princess Frost might be in here, so I need to watch out here. I don't know if the Princess Frost have left this bush or not. Okay, she probably already left this bush because I used my S2 to bush check. So usually when I do that, right, the enemy will run away. The Princess Moth might still, there's a small chance that she might still be in this bush over here. She's probably gone at this point, yep. Let me see. Is there anything? There's, this is completely correct, by the way. Um, actually, no. No, this is completely correct. The Leopard is pushing lane on its own. Console U is pushing the mid lane where the two side bushes I've already checked them and make sure that there's no enemy inside. So it's very safe for her to be doing this. The marksman should be in the safest position, but still being able to clear the wave, which is the mid lane over here. And the side lanes should be where the warriors and the assassins are. So this is a very good split. Right, Nerta is engaging onto the Yao. That's actually okay. Um, oh wow, I just realized the Nerta can actually combo with the Liu Bang. That's absolutely insane. When I'm using my popping the sprint here, that's actually a correct decision because a team fight is breaking out. I need to get to the team fight as soon as possible. So I'm using my AoE CC skills on the enemy. I use my ultimate a little bit too late. Okay, the Nurture is tanking the tower. That's absolutely correct as well. Because the minion otherwise is going to die. Alright, we got both of the enemy high ground down. We need to run away at this point. I don't know what the consort U is still doing. Um, no, she should just back off. Look, she's making a wrong macro decision. Yeah. She just wasted a bunch of time here. We have cleared the entire enemy jungle here if she did not try to just do whatever she's doing there. We still got the enemy jungle, I think. I'm not sure if we got the jungle monster here. Honestly, prop to the Nercha, man. I think the Nercha is the reason why we actually won this game. Nercha and me, of course. But actually, I'm not sure if we won this game. I still don't know the outcome of this game. Okay, I managed to dodge the. Okay, I used my ultimate here. Perfect. That's a perfect ultimate. I negated all the enemy hits. And I use my skills on all the enemies. I even managed to land my stun on the Princess Bros. And that's why Liu Bang is able to get her. The Ali managed to get the consort U. Okay, team fight. Massive team fight is breaking out here. Good, very good. Okay. Um, there's nothing that Mods can do against us at this point. Me and Nercha are honestly MVP of this game. The Nercha is playing so well, and this might be one of the best teammate I've encountered this week. Maybe not this season. I think this week. He's making all the right macro decisions. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, I don't think we managed to get the game. I used my slow there, or else the Mayan would have catch up to me. We need to get the high ground here. We are obviously not able to get their. Okay, the Mayan made an error here. if she have used her S1 on a minion, right, she have defended her high ground successfully. But she tried to chase after me and caused the high ground to be gone. Okay, here I managed to get the red buff. So honestly, I think this is GG for the enemy, man. There's nothing that they can do at this point. They are coming over here. Oh my god, they actually got the Slayer. But a team fight is going to break out here. Okay, the Jing died. Let's see if we are able to slow the enemy down in time. Okay, I used my ultimate already, so we need to back off here. We have super minions crashing in. Okay, I'm doing massive damage to the enemy. Alright, very good. I don't think that Ali can really clear the minion wave. Alright, nice. Nice. So, props to the Nurture. He should have a pretty high score, I think. I think his score might even be higher than mine. Let me see what his score is. Yeah, he got a total of 16, I think. 16, yeah. Perfect. Right, let's look at the damage stats again. Uh, Damn it, I clicked a bit too fast. Not that much. The Jing played very horribly this game. Yeah, a lot more horribly than she's supposed to play. Because she's rank 64, I expect rank 84 to play a bit better, but 5.4 score is honestly pathetic. 10% damage for Assassin is absolutely garbage. So, me and Nelta actually carried the game here. Alright, I don't think I have time to talk about the next game. I think I'll end today's commentary here. So, see you guys on tomorrow's commentary. Bye for now.